What is going on, world? Welcome back once again. My name is ZacNovak and this is BKD ZacNovak. This is ZacNovak Plays Games, but BKD ZacNovak is the change. Anyway, in today's video, we've got Destiny 2's update 1.2.3. It's dropped, it's live, it is crazy. Let's go over the information in this video, roll the intros, and let's get straight into it. Alrighty, getting straight into the video. Now this is actually my first actual read over of this because I was out for like the last few hours, but let us go over it anyway. Starting things out with Solstice of Heroes, the Moments of Triumph, of course. Now Moments of Triumph bounties will become available in-game for the Solstice of Heroes event starting July 31st. That's this July 31st. Players may actually access a set number of trophies on Bungie.net prior to the actual event beginning, which is, checking back your moments of triumph and what you have completed. Players can actually complete triumphs to earn points they can then trade in for rewards such as emblems, a sparrow, and a code to purchase a special t-shirt. This is a Iron Banner t-shirt, but I do actually have, the moments of triumph that t-shirt from last year and the year before that. Anyway, what we also do have is when the summer event becomes available on July 31st, players can actually receive Triumph bounties from a special summer event vendor who will have the entirety of the event to complete them. So keep in mind, you don't actually have to rush so much, but yeah, you do still have a time limit. Now, triumphs are based on account-specific data. Once a triumph has been claimed and redeemed for points, it cannot be claimed for points on another character, so you can't actually cheat and get more points than you actually already have. All the triumphs can be tracked via Bungie.net. The highest values of a character on the account will actually be displayed. In-game rewards will be available on July 31st, this July 31st. Stay tuned to Bungie for announcements for the availability of those. Also, a quick note, as they did state, all the information concerning Solstice of Heroes, Moments of Triumph can be found at help.bungie.net, so check that out if you want to. Link will be in the description down below for the actual, Bungie readout of this. But anyway, moving on. Now, investments. Bounties are back. 5 crucible bounties a day will be available from Shax, and 5 bounties will be available daily from Zavala. So go and get those bounties, is pretty cool. These bounties in themselves rotate on a daily cadence, which means every day they'll be changing, and bounties in themselves can expire after you obtain them. The expiration of individual bounties is actually shown in the tooltip on itself because changes on the actual, consumable menus and stuff have been changed up. The exotic masterworks in themselves. Catalyst for Legend of Acreus, Telesto, and Sleeper Simulant are now available as rewards from the Prestige Leviathan Ether of Worlds, and the Prestige Leviathan Spire of Stars, respectively. So check those out and actually go and get them. I myself don't really run raids, so don't really know if I'm going to get it. Anyway, exotic catalysts from Heroic Strikes now have a slightly higher drop chance, so keep in mind they were actually pretty low before, but some people actually were able to get them. I myself only got one, however I'm now hoping I can actually get more. The Scarburner's Oath exotic catalyst from the Leviathan raid now has a slightly higher drop chance in itself as well, and the catalyst for Strum can now be found by defeating enemies on Nessus. And miscellaneous changes of life. We've got adjusted escalate and protocol weapons reward chances for being more deterministic, which means players can now improve their chances each time they actually defeat a boss. So that's pretty freaking cool. Once all Mercury Forged weapons have been obtained, they are now available for direct purchase from Brother Vance in the Lighthouse. The second vendor page in itself, check it out, it's cool. It's awesome. Some of the weapons are really, really good, especially that SMG that you can have in the primary. Not going to say what it is, but maybe check it out. Momentum now has also been removed from Heroic Adventures. Please remove it from actual strikes too, potentially, maybe because it's a little bit annoying. The Pursuits inventory bucket has now been moved to the top of the inventory categories, which is what I was saying for consumables and stuff like that before. Fixed an issue where unequipable emotes could be selected. Fixed an issue where no sound would play on increasing or decreasing the handicap on challenged cards. Commas have now been added to large numbers as separators on the IGCR and the PGCR respectively. Fixed an issue with which prevented the Season 3 Dead Orbit Gauntlet ornaments from receiving progress from the Arc Striders using the Way of the Warrior subclass tree. Cool. Oh yeah, you can now get all of the armor that actually was available from Iron Banner and faction rallies from the vendors themselves. Strikes are up next. Strike modifiers Blackout, Glass, and Ground have been changed. Now Blackout is increasing enemy melee damage significantly, but is no longer a guaranteed one-shot kill for all players. However, if you are low light level, you still will get one shot, so keep that in mind. Glass in itself has a slightly reduced the health and shield penalty, which I'm really hoping it's more than just what I thought it would be. And Ground in itself has also been changed, slightly reduce incoming damage when you are airborne to account for odd geometries where Guardians may not have actually had any control, where say you hit a rock or a ledge and you just died. Yeah, that has been changed. Developers' insights are, the goal is to ensure these modifiers are noticeable, but when Guardians advance their power and stats, they can notice themselves overcoming these said debuffs. And the Nightfall in itself has now a tutorial experience for new players who actually have been updated to no longer call out pre 1.1.3 Nightfall mechanics. So, in other words, the Nightfalls in itself has been changed to actually be slightly easier for new players. Cool. Destinations have actually been changed, where Mars now has been an issue that was actually there, now is not preventing some players from encountering Mars adventures, so now you can get those adventures themselves. They fixed the issue that caused some open world chests on Mars to not drop Glimmer or Mars tokens. I've had that experience myself. And they fixed an issue in which prevented prophecy mechanics from Brother Vance from dropping from chests found on Mars. The sandbox has had changes in the exotic armors in itself, so let's go over each and every one of them. Pretty cool, these changes, and I'm really hyped for all of these because I haven't actually even jumped on Destiny 2 as of yet. But let's read through them. Starting out with the Hunter. Lucky Raspberry now increases the chance to fully recharge Arc Bolt grenades on Arc Bolt grenade hits, and now guarantees a full recharge when Arc Bolt grenades hit 4 targets. That in itself is pretty cool. The Stomp E's or Stomp E5s have been increased benefits when using Strafe Jump and Triple Jump, as they weren't really that helpful before. I guess they may be helpful now with the Triple Jump, but I'd still prefer to use Double Jump because it's so much higher, but we'll check that out. The young Ahamkara's spines have been changed, where now it also improves Trip Mine Grenade blast radius and throw speed, and makes your Trip Mine grenades harder to destroy. You know, you shoot them on the walls with one shot and they go bang. Maybe it's going to be 2 or more shots that they go bang. Anyway, they're changing it. Solar ability hits in itself now grant some Trip Mine grenade energy, 33% to be exact. They added a new effect when treatment to the improved Trip Mine grenades to differentiate them from normal Trip Mine grenades. So they made them slightly different, look cool. And they removed target marking functionality from these things too. So yeah, it kind of sucks. But moving on with the Titan, this is where things get cool. Now, the ACD/0 feedback fence now grants Fury Conductor, which stacks on melee hits instead of kills, so you're getting more charge to actually melee. They also now reduced melee damage received while you actually have stacks of Fury Conductor, so in other words, you have more health the more hits you get. And they actually made more stacks of Fury Conductor, further reduced melee damage received. So in other words, you're becoming more of a freaking tank. That is cool. The Doomfang Pauldrons now have void melee kills, also grant more super energy, and shield throw hits now grant super energy in itself too. Dune Marchers have now reduced the time to activate linear actuators when you are sprinting to 1.5 seconds from 5 seconds, so that is literally crazy. They also increased the damage of Chain Lightning effect plus 70% in PvP and plus 440% in PvE. Yeah, big changes. And we finally have the Warlocks, which these things are just crazy. So Crown of Tempest now collapses total number of stacks of Conduction Tines to 3 with the same total effect. So in other words, for 3 actual kills or 3 actual hits actually make you stronger. The actuation Conduction Tines also are now reduced to the speed the super energy depletes while Storm Trance is active. In other words, a lot more Storm Trance. A lot more Storm Trance. The Karnstein Amulet's melee kills now instantly heal you than actually, continually healing you for 8 seconds. They actually also removed bonuses for resilience, mobility, and enemy highlights on melee hits. Very sad on that one and tear down the face, but it's still freaking cool for changes. And finally, the Starfire Protocol empowered weapon damage hits now grant some fusion grenade energy, which is 20% to be exact. Moving on to the armor. Plasteel reinforcement mods now include trait in its tooltip to have comforty with restority and mobility enhancement mods. So in other words, those mods are getting increased and becoming better. They corrected stowed hand cannon position on the Harkened Iron Strides ornament. The Dragon's Shadow now has an audio cue when it reloads your weapons. They updated the tooltip presentation of some Warmind exotic armor item intrinsic perks. They updated the perk description for Sanguine Alchemy to better reflect its functionality. They also fixed an issue that was causing targets marked by Sanguine Alchemy to produce orbs when defeated, which I really liked that, which it really was a lot of fun. They fixed an issue that caused Wraith Metal Male active perks to appear in the UI without the icon. They also fixed an issue that caused Starfire Protocol not to work with the Dawnblade Attunity of Sky ability path. And finally, they also fixed an issue in which that prevented Warlock melee attack damage when players were using the Ophidian Aspect Gauntlets and the Hive Swords or orb carrying objects. So yeah, big changes to armor, I guess. Well, not really big changes, just a lot of changes in themselves. The abilities. They have actually fixed an issue for high frame rates on PC that caused players to suddenly lose momentum after activating super and aerial dodge abilities. So that's cool. I like that. And the exotic weapon changes, they are increasing the number of rounds granted to Crimson on respawn. So in other words, more Crimson in PvP. Yay! For weapons in themselves, they fixed an issue that allowed Empty Sword to drop heavy bricks on the death in Crucible, which I noticed that from time to time. They also fixed the rapid fire frame intrinsic perks on Basilisk, the Dead Orbit shotgun, fixed an issue that impacted the recoil of West of Sunfall and the Trials of the Nine hand cannon A Cold Sweat. And finally, they fixed an issue causing the Iron Banner hand cannon Finite Impactor to not properly track Masterwork statistics. Next up, we have the raids. Prestige Raid Lairs. Each week there is a curated weapon suite and a global active modifier for Spire of Stars, Eater of Worlds Prestige. The weapon set and modifiers will be the same across both activities. The Prestige Eater of Worlds will become available at 11 AM PDT on July 17th, and Prestige Spire of Stars will become available on 10 AM on PDT on July 18th. So one's already out, one's coming. Cool, that's awesome. I don't really do raids that much, but I still think this is cool. They actually gave Raid Lairs actually will now drop a weapon at 400 power and exotic catalysts. That's cool. And finally, the raid armor ornaments will become unlockable. So yeah, check that out, it's pretty cool. Miscellaneous though, they fixed an issue which prevented hunters from receiving some loot chest rewards in the Spire of Stars raid lair. Don't know why that was miscellaneous, that should have been a big thing because hey, if you're missing out on loot, that sucks. For the PC, they gave Clan Chat, adds an in-game text chat channel that allows online Destiny 2 clan members to communicate in real time. This chat channel is separate from the companion clan chat channel, so keep that in mind. The director map of the PC, which is the mouse user experience, scrolling area reduced to the edges of the game window. The cursor is now restricted to game window when a map is active, which is mouse capture, and edge scrolling now freezes when the window is losing its focus. Cool. Miscellaneously, they fixed an issue which caused Bluetooth headphones to not play sound properly on PC configurations. For the Crucible, Iron Banner updates are as followed. The Iron Banner game mode now uses Iron Temple fire pits as capture zones instead of standard control flags. That is hype for me. They actually added a new power play rules unique to the Iron Banner, which are following. Upon capturing a third zone, all 3 zones lock for 20 seconds. So yeah, that's actually going to be a big change up. After 20 seconds, all 3 zones, however, are reset to neutral and must be recaptured. So this is kind of a game of cat and mouse, also risk and reward. Pretty cool. For private matches are now no longer available to trial users, which, yeah, if you're a trial user, that kind of sucks, but maybe go out and get the game or click the link in the description and potentially buy it, because it's a lot of fun. It's very fun. The Crucible Lab update, they added a beta activity tooltip, they added support for more labs in the future, and they added an end of match rewards. So that in itself actually could be kind of cool, unless people keep trying to farm it and stuff like that. We'll see what happens. The Crucible playlist is updating. For quick play in itself, they're increasing player configuration to 6v6. Thank you. They also updated playlist descriptions. They removed Supremacy, which I kind of like Supremacy, but that kind of does suck. They updated the Clash win score to 100. They updated the Control win score to 150, and control zones are initially neutral, so you have to go and catch one before the other. That's cool. They updated crucial playlist descriptions. The countdown bomb fuse timer lowered from 40 seconds to 35 seconds. Rumble is also now available at all times, and Supremacy is now a rotating 6v6 playlist with a score to win of 150. The Crucible rank updates are as followed. Players can now earn Valor ranks from the following playlists: Competitive, Crucible Labs, and Iron Banner. Yes! They also added joining game process now protects your Valor win streak from that game, so you don't actually lose any, and if you lose, no penalties increased to your actual Valor win streak, or nothing really of that sort incurs. As well, if you win, Valor win streak will also increase, so yeah, it's kind of a win-win no matter what. Players will now be matched using the Glory rank. This means your opponents will be similar rank to you, and the higher you climb, the tougher your opponents are. The Glory loss streaks have been retuned to be less punishing over time, and the consecutive losses now decreases the rank points lost instead of increasing. Strikes will cap out at 5, and all rank streaks no longer reset once they hit their cap. They fixed the bug where rank up toasts were not firing once a player hit orbit. They fixed the bug where players who logged into a character for the first time after a weekly reset would incur the Glory rank weekly rewards / penalty. And they fixed the bug where players were incorrectly hearing the rank points increase / decrease sounds where there were no rank attaches to the actual activity. The audio in itself, the miscellaneous adjustments to increase the readability of enemy audio cues across all modes. That's helpful. Now we're getting to, well, the controversial part. Eververse, the summer event engram. For the duration of Summer Solstice of Heroes, players will earn a bonus Solstice engram, with each prototype engram earned through prestige level up. Once decrypting Solstice engrams, players will receive new items until they've unlocked all the items in the box. Once all items have been acquired, additional Solstice engrams will award duplicate items. Players may track their items they have earned from the Summer Solstice engrams through the engrams preview. Cool. There is new item types that are coming. Armor Glows. Players who earn the Solstice of Heroes armor sets may use these armor glows obtained from Eververse or the Solstice engram. Once obtained, armor glows may be used and reused on any Solstice of Heroes armor pieces regarding the class. And during Solstice of Heroes, players may purchase event-exclusive items from Eververse for Bright Dust. So, go out there and farm that Bright Dust. Get more, get more, get more. You need it. And the Prismatic Matrices. The Prismatic Matrix has been temporarily removed. It will return in Season 4. The Prismatic Facets have been decrypted. Dismantling decrypted Prismatic Facets will grant Bright Dust. So, maybe you want some more Bright Dust? Go ahead and, dismantle that stuff. Cool! Varies! And finally, the HDR calibration adds a calibration screen for high definition resolutions on all platforms. It can be accessed through the brightness video setting when HDR is turned on. The GDPR compliance. They updated the LSLA screen in Bootflow, including the link to GDPR resources and item preview updates. Players can preview spawn effects and sparrow contrails in their inventory. But that has been the video. This has been ZacNovak. Hopefully you guys are actually hyped about this. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys are actually hyped for this actual update, or more the Solstice of Heroes. I really am kind of interested in that because I myself am really freaking hyped about this update, and I don't know if I'm more excited about Solstice of Heroes simply for the fact of, well, I gotta get a bunch of Bright Dust somehow, but yeah, the update right now is pretty freaking cool. I'm gonna go jump on my Warlock, play a bit of Crucible, have some fun in that, but hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, maybe click that like button down below, leave a comment, let me know if you did actually enjoy it. If you are a new viewer, potentially maybe hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification down below so you can actually see when I do upload videos, because it is sporadic, but at the time when I actually do upload videos, a lot of the times they are, in my mind, kind of good. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Once again, this has been ZacNovak. Do all that good stuff down below. I want to be Sharon like Gurren. He was at Sharon. But until next time, this is ZacNovak, signing off. Peace out.